I hear you.
Yeah, man. Once again, it's a pleasure having you here, PATO BANTON on RFI Radio. Thanks for
Nice one.
taking the time out to come on air to share your story with us.
My pleasure.
Yes. Yeah, I just been playing a couple of the tracks a while ago. The reggae party, settle, satan, grooving. You know,
Uh-huh.
yeah, beautiful tracks as well.
Yes. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Once again, welcome. Yeah. So just
Nice.
to begin with, PATO BANTON. Who is PATO BANTON?
Well, PATO Banton was born Patrick Murray in Brixton, London.
Yeah,
Moved to Birmingham at the age of 8.
Birmingham.
And, yep.
Yeah.
And my mother met my stepdad. My stepdad was a DJ from Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a sound system called V Rocket High Power.
Oh yes, I know V Rocket. Yes, Miss V.
And yes.
Yes.
And then I started helping him with his sound system when I was 8,
Wow, that's very young.
very young. And then I started listening to the music. And then when reggae music started to be made, I was listening to the reggae music and I said, you know something, I like this music. I want to become an artist. And, you know, ever since that day,
Yeah.
I've been an artist. Never stop, never look back.
Wow. And just before you continue, Patrick Murray, where you get the name from? PATO BANTON. Who gave you this name?
All right, well, my stepdad gave me the name Patu
Yes.
when I started helping him out because I used to help out his late night parties.
Mm-hmm.
And in Jamaica, a Patu is a owl that comes out at night, a small owl
Yes.
that comes out at night and says, Patu, Patu. And because I was small and I was wise and I was out late at night,
Yeah.
they called me the Patu. I was the lookout.
Okay.
And then when I went to London and so I started my career, my name was Rankin Pato.
Okay.
And then when I went to London to Fashion Records for my first record deal, they put me in this recording studio and asked me to do an audition.
Okay.
And when I finished the audition, they said, no more Rankin Pato. From now on, your name is PATO BANTON.
PATO BANTON. Respect.
And I just say, respect, I will
Yes.
take that.
The PATO BANTON. Yeah. Now tell us about your childhood growing up in Birmingham. PATO BANTON. Your mom, your dad.
Yeah. Childhood in Birmingham was tough.
Yes.
Because we lived in them days, England was very, very racist and there wasn't many black people in the country yet.
Mm-hmm.
And so we faced a lot of really hard times, racism from the police, racism from the community. But we survived.
Yes.
We used to we had 3 families renting in one house.
Mm-hmm.
So we had about 9 children running around one house,
Wow.
you know?
Yeah.
And we used to have the blues parties in the same house. So when my stepdad was having him parties, everybody have to stay awake because they can feel the music.
Yes. Yes. Loud.
And so the neighbors sometimes would complain about the music, so they would call the police, and when the police come, we just turn on the music quick.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes them give me some beer to give the police, and the police take the beer and go back to the station and leave us alone.
Wow. Yeah. And also, you experience a lot as a child growing up in Birmingham with your family.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was a point where your house was on fire or something like that, PATO BANTON. Can you tell us more about
Yeah,
this?
that was in London.
In London, yes. Can you tell us a little bit more about this, if you don't mind? What happened?
Well, when I was in London, I was about 6. And from the first day I can remember anything, my first memory as a child, as a baby,
Yes.
is of my mother getting beat up by her husband.
Mm-hmm.
She has three children for him after I was born. My real father disowned me. He didn't want nothing to do with me. So my mother got married to another guy, and she had three children with him.
Yeah.
And for their whole marriage, he was beating her. So one day she came home when I was 6, and she just ran downstairs. We was living in a basement in Brixton. She ran into the basement, grabbed her clothes, and ran off and left the 4 children in the house, in the basement.
Yeah.
And when my stepdad came back, he was so angry, he set the place on fire.
Wow.
And locked the door so we couldn't get out. So I was only 6, but I managed to open the big window in the basement.
Yeah.
And I got my brothers out of the window, and then I jumped out the window and ran upstairs and told the people upstairs that downstairs was on fire. And that's how I ended up in Birmingham 2 years later, after my mom, to be reunited with my mother and her new boyfriend.
Yeah. Wow. That was a near miss, PATO BANTON. You could have been dead by now.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Wow. Do you still think of that moment, PATO BANTON, sometimes? Do you still reflect on this?
Yes, I do reflect on this sometimes. And it was a very sad time in my life, but I was, when I reflect on it, I feel more sad for my 3 brothers, because their dad, after he tried to kill us, he never really wanted anything to do with them anymore.
Yeah.
So when I reflect on it, I really think on them, because they lost their dad during that situation. And even when they tried to reach out to him years later, he still doesn't want nothing to do with them,
Yeah. Wow. So you're saying as a child you witnessed a lot of abuse?
Yes, a lot.
Yeah. Wow. I guess that make you a stronger person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very sad, PATO BANTON. Anyway, so let's get back to your musical career, PATO BANTON.
All right.
Your first song, you remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can you tell us your first song?
My very first single
Yes.
was called Sensimila. Jaman, me love Sensimila. Hey, tell them. And then on the B side of that song was another song called All Night Long We've Been Raving. It was a double CD, a double single.
Yeah.
And I recorded it with my first band. They was called Crucial Music.
Okay.
But my first hit single was a song called Alo Tash Gada Toshiba.
Wow, that's long. Can you give us a little acapella on this song?
Well, it was an advert on the television.
Okay.
When you know Toshiba TVs.
Yes, Toshiba. Yes.
Yeah, Toshiba. Yeah. Well, when they first came out,
Mm-hmm.
they had a robot that was promoting the TVs, and he would come on the television and go, "Hello, Tosh, got a Toshiba. Hello, Tosh, got a Toshiba." And one of my friends said to me, "Why you don't make a song about that?" And I said, "No, man, me not make no song about that."
Yeah.
He said, "Please." So I make a song about it. Next thing you know, is a big hit all over England. And it go like this. Hello, Tosh, got a Toshiba, ba, ba. Hello, Tosh, got a Toshiba, ba, ba. Hello, Tosh, got a Toshiba, ba, ba. Hello, Tosh, got a Toshiba. My name is Pato, I'm a cool entertainer. I dedicate this one to all my brother and sister. This one is dedicated to my wonderful mother. So every posse get flat and listen them style, yeah. Hello, Tosh, got a Toshiba, ba, ba.
You still remember the lyrics of PATO BANTON. How wonderful.
Yeah, man.
You're talking about that was in the early 80s. or mid 80s?
Yeah.
87,
Yeah.
88?
It was 85.
85. Wow, that's a long time ago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. And you said it made part of an advert for Toshiba as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well done. Wow, that's amazing, Pato Banton. And let's talk about the song, the track you had, Go Pato, and you had one with a guy called Roger.
Yes.
Yeah, tell us a little bit more.
Roger.
Yeah, tell us a bit more about this track as well.
All right. Well, when I started my career, just before I started my career professionally,
Yeah,
I used to enter into a lot of talent competitions, and I used to challenge a lot of MCs. And one day I entered a talent competition, and Rankin Roger and his band, the Beat, they were very famous pop band at the time. They were the judges of the contest. It was at their concert, actually, before their concert. So they were the judges. And I went on stage and won the competition.
wow.
And so the English Beat, the band said, whoever's the winner can do a song with them on their new album.
Mm-hmm.
So Roger took me into the studio. This was 1982.
Wow, long time.
Yeah, Roger took me into the studio after I won the competition. And we did a song called Pato and Roger Go Talk.
Yeah, can we just feature this track first, Pato Banton, for our listeners?
Can we do what?
Can we just feature this track quickly
Yeah.
for our listeners? 1 second.
You have it?
Yes, yes.
All right. Yeah, this is my first serious session in the recording studio.
This is the voice of the one, Pato Banton, live on RFI Radio 102.1 FM.
Pato and Roger, I go talk. Pato and Roger, I go talk. You come in at the dance, you jump up and dance. And when we take a stop, so we hold him in a chance. Pato and Roger, I go talk, right? Pato and Roger, I go talk. Come say, come on, everybody, make we have some fun. We all get together and live as one. Keep this a rock strictly to the nation. The little of that is in your radio station. Come say, him ranking Roger, say him really, really tall. And him ranking Pato, say him really, really small. We both get together and we nice up the all. And when we take a stop, even the rain can't fall. Pato and Roger, I go talk, right? Pato and Roger, I go talk.
Yeah, big tune, Pato Banton.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so you were saying about this track now? You went to the studio to record this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the first studio track with Rankin Roger.
Yes. And how well did that track did?
Actually, the album went gold in America. It was a gold selling record.
Yes.
So I became very famous in America because of that song. It was a big hit in America.
Wow.
And then a few years later, we went back into the studio again with Steel Pulse, and we did a track called Pato and Roger Come Again.
Okay, I think I've got this track.
All right.
Let me 1 second. Let me feature this track as well, okay? Because sometimes when you talk about a track and the listeners want to say, okay, let me know if I know this track. You know what I mean?
All right.
Yeah, let me feature this track.
Pato and Roger Come Again.
Yeah. 1 sec.
Thank you. Now here comes another situation of Pato and Roger in a combination. Now this one has come to bring down inflation, cut out taxation without any hesitation. Pato and Roger come again. Pato and Roger come again. Give me the paper, give me the pen. Pato and Raja come again, come again. Pick up the telephone, ring up your friend, tell them Pato and Raja come again. For the boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, Pato and Raja come again, come again. Wadada den, Baribi Bounce King. Oh, Pato and Raja come again. Pato and Raja come again, come again. Pato and Raja come again. Yo, Pato. Yes, Raja. Let me tell you something. This one designed to give the people jumping, you know. Oh yes, I do, and I have to agree. Let's get down to business immediately. We put on a show and we get an encore. The people them a shout. We want more.
Yeah, that's old school. Yes. Did you say Pato Banton, Steel Pulse? You went to the studio with Steel Pulse?
Yeah.
Yes. Tell us
Steel
a bit more.
Pulse is playing the music.
Yeah.
Steel Pulse is playing the backing track on that song.
Wow. And this
Yeah.
was a big tune as well, he said,
Yeah, big tune.
in America.
And it was on my Never Giving album as well.
Yeah.
I actually made a mistake earlier. My first record with Crucial Music was released in 1980.
Okay.
Pato and Raja Come Again was recorded in 85.
Yeah.
And then in 1995, 10 years later, me and Raja got together again and recorded a song called Bubbling Hot.
Bubbling Hot, yes. This was a big tune as well.
And that was a hit in the British charts.
Yeah, let me see if I find this tune as well.
All right.
Yeah, we ready. RFI Radio we're always ready. Let's feature this track as well.
That's
Pato
still a
Banton.
big, that song is still a big hit in America.
Bubbling Hot.
Yeah.
Okay, let's feature this track as well. Pato Banton.
All right.
How easy, Radical Raja. Respect, Mr. Pato Banton. Rough, just like a soup in a pot. We are what? Bubbling hot. We bubbling hot, hot, hot. We bubbling hot. We bubbling hot, hot, hot. We bubbling hot. We bubbling hot, hot, hot. We bubbling hot. We bubbling hot.
Yeah, man, we bubbling hot on RFI Radio with Pato Banton.
Just like a soup in a pot, we bubbling hotter. Say Mr. Banton a rock you non-stop. Along with Rankin Raja, we bonafide brother. We believe in a love, not fighting one another. We're gonna hit this battle with all that we got. So listen to the lyrics we are fling pan the tracker. It no matter if you're slimmer, it no matter if you're fat, and it no matter if you're cold, because you're gonna get hot. We bubbling hot, hot, hot. We bubbling hot. We bubbling hot, hot, hot. We bubbling hot.
Things turn up.
We bubbling hot, hot, hot. We bubbling hot. We bubbling hot, hot, hot. We bubbling hot. Go on, Raja. 'Cause his name is Pato and my name is Raja. The two are we together like a bird of a feather. Get up by your catcher, no time to relax. 'Cause when we come together, pure amnesty a chatter. We telling you we bubble, come in on the double. This is another way yet to keep you out of trouble. So whether you are whiter or whether you are blacker, you be rock non-stop, because the two are we are a band. We bubbling hot, hot, hot.
We bubbling hot with Pato Banton. Right here live on RFI Radio 1021 on the FM dial.
We bubbling hot, hot.
We bubbling hot, Pato Banton.
Yes, my brother.
Yeah, so you were saying a while ago this tune is massive in America.
Yeah.
What about the UK?
Yeah.
Did it make the charts in the UK as well?
Yes, it was number 15 in the pop charts.
In the pop charts, yes.
Yeah, it was a big hit there too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So why?
And
why?
you know, Rankin Raja passed away, a year ago.
May his soul rest in peace.
But I've got so much love and respect for him, because he really helped me a lot when I was starting my career.
Right. Yeah. From what you're saying to us, Pato Banton, it seems to me most of the songs are bigger in America. Why is that?
I don't know, I don't know, but I just, and my songs are even bigger in Brazil. Brazil I have even a bigger following in Brazil than America. So
Yeah. Do you tour? Do you
you
tour
know,
Brazil most times?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And like you was mentioning, Go Pato. You
Yes,
know,
go
Go
Pato.
Pato was number one in Brazil, number one in Peru, number one in Venezuela, Argentina. But nobody's really heard it in England, you know?
So I'm assuming you made a remix in Spanish. Yes. No.
No,
Wow.
no. I actually wrote the song for the people in America,
Yeah.
and in the song I'm doing a speed rap at the end of the song for with all the different 50 states in the speed rap. And so I made it for America. You
Go
know,
Pato.
it's called Go Pato all over America. But the people of Brazil just took it and just made it into a huge hit.
You're talking about the song Go Pato.
Yeah, and 2 years ago, even though it was made like 1990, 2 years ago, I did a video of Go Pato and it already has 25 million views.
Wow.
Yeah.
So why haven't you do a translation in Spanish with Go Pato?
I don't know,
Portuguese.
but the people in Brazil sing it word for word. Even the ones that don't speak English, they can do all the 50 states.
Wow. But
They
don't
do
you,
the rap.
but don't you think that's a good idea, PATO BANTON, to do a translation in Portuguese?
I think I should. I think I should. Yes. Yes.
Okay, let's feature this track, Go Pato. 1 second.
All right.
Now, all lovers of positive reggae music, will you please fasten your seatbelts because we have liftoff. Agony man. Everybody telling me to. Everybody telling me to. Well, everybody telling me to. All over America. Everybody telling me to.
Go Pato.
Everybody telling me to. Well, everybody telling me to. All over America. I want the whole wide world to know that PATO BANTON is on the go. Just like a tree that planted by the rivers of water, I will surely grow. Every day I kneel and pray that Jah will guide me on my way. I wanna be good, yes, I want to do right, and I don't wanna go astray. People tell me, yes, they do. They say, PATO BANTON, we love you. That's why I want to dedicate this song to every one of you, to every friend and every fan, and every radio DJ too, every reggae reporter, producer, promoter. I just like to say thank you, and all the youths I stand and salute for staying loyal to the reggae roots. They give me the strength to push on through, because they tell me to go Pato. Everybody telling me to. Well, everybody telling me to. Everybody telling me to. All over America. Well, everybody telling me to. Yes, everybody telling me to. Everybody telling me to. All over America. Come, I want the whole wide world to know.
Yes, PATO BANTON.
Yes.
I'm trying to find why the Spanish people love this song so much. You know, I can't see the connection. If you know what I'm talking about.
I think it's the beat.
The beat.
Yes. It's the reggaeton beat.
Yeah.
This is the beat that they use a lot in Spanish music now.
Okay.
It's called reggaeton.
Yes. And you mentioned something a while ago about the ending of the song. You mentioned the 50 states.
Yes.
Okay. Let's let the song play. 1 second.
All right.
They give me the strength to push on through, because them a tell me to go Pato. Everybody telling me to. Yes, everybody telling me to. Everybody telling me to. All over America. Everybody telling me to.
PATO BANTON is here. Live on RFI Radio 102.1 FM, man.
Telling me to.
Go Pato.
All over America. Come on. Arizona, Alabama, and Alaska, Connecticut, Colorado, and also California, North and South Carolina, and North and South Dakota, Delaware, Florida, and Martin Luther, Hometown, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, and Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, and Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, and Nebraska, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, and New Hampshire, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, and Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Texas, Tennessee, and Mormon Country, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, and West Virginia, Wisconsin, Wyoming, and Nevada, Lord, all over America, and in Mexico and Puerto Rico. Come, everybody telling me to go Pato, go Pato. Everybody telling me to.
Yeah, I'm loving this one, Pato Banton.
Everybody telling me.
Yeah, I'm loving it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yo, that's amazing. You mentioned all the 50 states in America, one after the other. Wow, it's amazing. Yeah, on a serious note, Pato Banton, I think you should do a translation in Spanish.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes. Are you fluent in Spanish or Portuguese?
No, not yet.
Well,
I can speak a little bit of Portuguese, but I got to learn some more.
Yeah, I think that's the right time to do a translation right now. We've got
Yeah,
Pato.
I think I've got some friends that could translate for me too.
Yes. And I think this will just catapult that song even further. Do you agree?
I totally agree.
Yes. Wow. It's amazing. Because I sat there the other day listening to the song and I was like, wow, I love the rhythm. But when you said to me, this song is very big in Brazil and in the Spanish countries, I was like, where is the connection, you know?
Yeah, it's the beat. I think it's the beat.
It's the beat. Wow. And did you write that song as well, Pato Banton?
Yes.
Yes. Talk about most of your songs, you write them?
I actually play everything in the song too. I play all the instruments.
Wow. So you're not just a singer, you're a musician.
Yeah, a little bit.
So you play the guitar, you play the keyboard,
bit of guitar too. Yeah.
Drums.
Yep.
So in other words, you're one man band.
Yes, when I need to be.
Wow. And also Pato Banton, I think even UB40 had you on one of the singles as well on the album.
Yeah, they featured me on an album they did called Bag of Rhythm album. I did 2 songs on that album. One was called King Step and one was called Hip Hop Lyrical Robot.
Yes.
And then in 1994 I featured them on my album, Collections album, and we did a song together called Baby Come Back.
Baby Come Back, yeah. So who approached you?
That was number 1 for 4 weeks.
Wow, we're going to come to that song in a minute. But UB40,
all right.
How is that link? How did you get a link?
Well, they were in Birmingham. They grew up in Birmingham.
UB40, yes.
And so they used to come and listen to me when I was performing on my late night parties.
Yeah.
And then they used to come every weekend and listen to me. Mm-hmm. And then one day they came up to me and said, Pato, when they became big stars, they came up to me and said, Pato, would you come in the studio and work on a couple of tracks with us? And I said, okay. And they said, actually, could you help us find some other artists? Because we want to do an album with local artists on the versions of their music. I was like, yeah. So when I went to the studio, they just set me up and I did 2 songs and, we became friends after that.
Wow. Okay, let's feature the track Baby Come Back with you and UB40.
All right. Bye. Bye.
You mean Baby Come Back?
Yep.
Yeah.
FM, things turn up.
Baby, come back. This is the first time. admit I was a clown to be messing around. But that doesn't mean that you have to leave town. Come back, yes, and give me one more try. Cause a love like this should I never ever die. Come back, yes, with me color TV and me CD collection of Bob Marley. Come back, yes,
UB40 alongside PATO BANTON.
and we can be together for eternity.
There ain't no use in lying, 'cause I'm a hurt.
So tell us, PATO BANTON, how big was that tune as well? You and UB40, Baby Come Back.
They say it sold 30 million copies.
30 million.
Uh-huh.
My goodness. And tell us, the original for this track was Eddie Grant. Is this correct?
Eddie
PATO
Grant wrote this. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, Eddie Grant wrote the song in the, I think it was 1969.
Right.
And all the money from the sales, all the 30 million sales went to Eddie Grant.
Wow. And how much did you get, PATO BANTON? If you don't mind me asking you.
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Are you kidding?
Not kidding. I asked the publisher if I could get a cut of the song because some of it is my original lyrics as well.
Yeah.
Well, everything I sing on the song is my original lyrics. UB40 sang the Eddie Grant parts, but Eddie Grant's publishers said no, they're not giving me a cut of the song.
But why didn't you take them to court, PATO BANTON? Didn't you pursue the court?
No, because they have the right to they have the right to refuse.
Oh. But you did.
And I went to them before the song was released.
Yes.
So once it was released, it was too late.
This is very sad. 30 million copies. You didn't get a penny.
No, but I don't mind. You know, it was his song, and you know I got famous from it. You know, when the song became a hit in England, it opened up many doors for me, many opportunities for me because I was at number one.
So you made more than 40 million.
No, I
Just
didn't.
joking.
But I would say I started doing community work and working with kids in gangs.
Yes.
And to me, that was worth more than 30 million.
Indeed,
you know?
yeah. We're going to come to that later on. Yeah,
All right.
yeah, we're going to come to this, yeah. But this is very sad. At least they could give you a little, 100 grand, 100 grand.
Yeah.
So they...
Anything. I tell you what Eddie Grant did do, though.
Yeah.
He sent me a box of his CDs.
Okay.
And he said, if you want to cover any of my songs, here's a box of CDs for you.
Wow. Life is so unfair. Oh, dear. Life is so unfair.
Yeah.
30 million copies.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Are you still in touch with Eddie Grant? Are you guys still friends?
Well, I was never really in touch with him. He got my contact when the song was at number one and called me and then sent me the CDs. But we were never really, close or
friends.
anything
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's painful,
Yeah.
This is unbelievable. 30 million copies and
Uh-huh.
not even a penny. Wow. Maybe some other artists would have gone to court and to the high courts,
I know. I think they would have.
Oh yeah, definitely. They would have gone to the high court.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of courts,
Yes. Wow. It's amazing, And also again, PATO BANTON, you had another song called Groovin'.
Yes.
I think it reached number 14 on the UK chart as well.
Yes, it did.
Yes.
Number 14 on the British charts.
And in New
number
Zealand?
one in New Zealand. It was number one in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And it was a big hit in Brazil as well.
It amazes me, Pato Banton. I mean, you were born in the UK and your song seems to be more popular outside the UK.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. That's why I
Was
don't
this
live
your
in
choice?
the UK now.
Did you market your songs outside the UK, or it just happened to be
No.
popular?
No, they just took off. They just took off. Yeah. I didn't do any extra work outside of England. You know, the record label didn't do any extra marketing outside of the UK. They just released it worldwide, and some countries took it and made it into big hits. And
Yeah, but
when I was living in England,
yeah,
when I was living in England, before I moved to America, I remember I tried to do a tour of the UK, and I couldn't even put 3 shows together after 5 top 20 hits, you know?
why?
Most artists in England, if they get 1 hit in the charts, you know, they're doing big stadiums, touring all the time.
Yeah,
I had 5 top 20 hits, plus I had my reggae hits, and I couldn't put some shows together in the UK. I don't know why, but you know, when I come to America, I don't stop touring. I don't stop working, you know. So I said to myself, you know something, I might as well go where the people appreciate me the most, you know.
yeah. But why do you think it was so difficult to penetrate the mainstream music in the UK? Did it have to do with racism?
I think so. I think some of it does. I think some of it does.
Yeah. So
You
what were the stumbling blocks? What did you have to go through to try to put the shows together? What were the obstacles?
The obstacles was really just a lack of response, a lack of good response from promoters, from venues. And, you know, I've never really took the time to try and really decipher it. I
Yeah.
just know that, I just know where I'm loved,
Yes.
you know, and,
I mean-
and that's where I want to be.
I mean, to cut a long story short, Pato Banton, I mean, you were not appreciated in your own country.
That's right.
Wow, this is sad.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. And you know, if I tell Brazil I'm coming to Brazil, you know, 20 cities will be calling me. All right, we're ready.
Yes.
You know, the other day I went on Facebook and says I'm doing a tour of the West Coast. I've already got 20 shows lined up for July.
Wait, in Brazil?
In the West Coast of America.
Oh, America, yes. Wow. 20 shows.
You know. And when I came back to England a couple of years ago to do a show in Birmingham, I was trying to book a tour in England and I couldn't book a tour in England.
Oh, my goodness.
A lot of
Yeah.
the promoters, venues,
Yeah.
you know, just wouldn't respond to my emails. So I said, you know something, I'm just gonna go England, do the 1 show, and then come back.
Yeah. But how does that make you
I'm
feel?
not trying to kill myself.
But how does that make you feel to know you've been rejected in your own country?
I don't feel any negativity about it. I know there are fans that love me in England. It's just the industry is not good, you know. And so, you know, in America and Brazil as well, I'm known for a lot of songs that were not hits, you know,
Yeah.
like Legalize It, Don't Sniff Coke, Go On,
Yeah.
My Name is Pato Banton, Life is a Miracle. You know, all of these songs, I perform them in Brazil and America, and everybody's singing the songs word for word,
Wow.
you know? So, like I said, you know, I don't really feel any bad way about it. It just is what it is. That's the
Yeah.
reality of the situation.
It's true. But what
And
I'm
it's
saying,
the same thing with Eddie Grant.
yeah.
You know, I don't
yeah.
feel any bad way about him taking that money. It is
Yeah.
what it is. It was his song.
Yes.
You know, if I got a hit with my own song, then that would have been my money.
Yeah.
You know?
But what I'm trying
So
to
I
say is, Pato Banton, I mean, we're all human beings. I mean, deep down, you must feel
You must have a little anger.
No, no anger. No anger.
No anger.
Not at all.
Wow.
No anger, not at all.
You're an amazing man. Yeah. Now let's feature the song Groovin', #1 hit in New Zealand as well, okay? Let's feature this
Yes.
track, okay?
All right.
Now all crew come get some sunshine. Summertime vibes come back again. Tell all your friend, man. Watch this. Every man come listen this one from the article and it's a PATO Banton. We coming in strong with a positive summertime vibration. Cause in the winter me can't take the cold, but it start shiver when the breeze start blow. Car can't start cause the engine froze. Can't move my fingers, can't feel my toes. But in the summer when the sun a shine bright, kick up my boot, put on me.
Yeah, big track Groovin', #1 hit in New Zealand as well. And also PATO Banton. This track, was it a soundtrack in the Disney film? The remake called The Parent's Trap.
I think so, yes.
Yes, it was in the soundtrack.
Yes.
Yes. I've got Richie on the line. He said, life is not unfair. People is. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yeah. Big up Richie. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so this song featured in the soundtrack, The Parent's Trap, in the Disney remake.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Big tune as well. How proud are you? How proud are you, PATO Banton?
Of my career?
Yeah, I mean, to know one of your songs is in the soundtrack in the film.
Yeah, it's a nice feeling, you know. It's a nice feeling. I did a song with Sting as well that was on the Ace Ventura soundtrack.
Oh, Ace Ventura, yes.
And another one of my songs was featured in a basketball movie, Magic Johnson, I think. Magic Johnson movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're doing very well, PATO Banton.
Yeah.
You're well known in America.
Yeah.
And there's another track as well, which was very popular. I think that was the year 1996. It was a big hit as well. Stay Positive, and I think in 2000, a song you had called Life is a Miracle. Do you remember this?
Yes.
Yes. Let's feature this track as well, PATO
beautiful.
Banton.
That song got me a Grammy nomination.
Yeah, wow. Okay, let's feature this track, Life is a Miracle.
All right. Beautiful song.
Yes.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and God said, let there be light. Life, oh life, life is a miracle. Oh life, life, oh life, life is a miracle. It's a miracle every time a mother gives birth. Tell me who can say how much a child is worth. A miracle living on this planet Earth, rotating to the rhythm of the universe. Life more precious than the rarest stone, more valuable than silver or gold. Life, the essence is invisible. To the scientific mind it's impossible. Like the secret of the seed that grows into a tree, the starry galaxies remain a mystery. Oceans and the seas, the air we breathe, God knows that I believe. Life is a miracle. Life, oh life, life is a miracle. Oh life, life, oh life, life is a miracle. As I turn one page of our history, I see so many great personalities like Marcus, Messiah Garvey, Empress Selassie, and the great Bob Marley. Malcolm X with any means necessary. Martin Luther marching to victory. Mother Teresa, Princess Diana, even Tupac Shakur, and the one Daddy Biggie. Well, they will always have a place in our memory, and in time to come, you wait and see, they will all get the gift of eternity. God knows that I believe life is a miracle.
My word, PATO BANTON, this is a very powerful track. Life is a miracle. Hello? Hello, PATO BANTON?
Yes, my brother.
Yeah.
Yes, my
I
brother.
said this is a very powerful track as well. Life is a
Yeah.
miracle.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite songs.
Yes. I listen to the lyrics and I say, wow. Well written, well composed.
Thank you.
Yes.
I did this song after all of my hits in the charts. The record label was asking me to do more hits, and I said, no, I want to write some songs with meaning. I want
Yeah.
to write some songs that I believe in, not just pop songs, you know. And the label said to me, no, you know, we want you to give us some more. And I said, I don't want to be on the label no more.
Yeah.
You know, I asked them to please let me leave the label, and they said, okay, you know.
Wow.
They could have kept me locked up on the label for another 5 years, but they gave me my freedom.
Yes.
And when they gave me my freedom, I went home, went into my recording studio and recorded my album, just filled with songs of meaning and, you know,
Yes,
what I
yes.
believe in.
Yeah.
And then I got a Grammy nomination.
But how did you feel when you heard you was a nominee for a Grammy?
It was nice, man. You know, I was on tour, I was traveling the world. I got the phone call and I wasn't expecting it. You know, that album, I never wrote it for success. You know, I just wrote it for something to come from my heart. So when I got the phone call, I was really, really surprised, you know.
Yeah.
But it was a very nice feeling to be, you know, recognized for doing something that you love to do.
Yes. Wow. It's a very powerful song.
Hmm.
Yeah. You seem like a very, well, not seem, you're a very humble individual, PATO BANTON. Are you religious?
Very, very spiritual.
Yes, I can tell. And I
Yes,
think
spiritual.
are you an ordained minister as well?
Yes, I am. Once I started touring America, my fans started asking me if I would marry them, perform their weddings and their christenings for their children. And I said to them, I can bless your children, but I can't marry you because I don't have my ordination license. And they says, well, go and get ordinated. So I got ordained as a minister. So, yeah, I'm the reggae minister now in America.
So do you still practice? Do you have a church or?
I have a Facebook online ministry with 4,000 people in it.
Yes.
And we have online studies twice a week.
Right.
Twice a week for adults and once a week for children.
Yes.
And when I do my shows, we have prayer circles at the shows. And we also, once a year, we have spiritual family reunions where all the people in our spiritual family come and meet up somewhere together. Sometimes it's at a hotel, sometimes it's on a cruise.
Yeah.
Wherever we decide to go, they just come and join us and we have a good time together, you know?
Yeah. You're an amazing individual.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
But just before you went into Christianity, you was in search of other religions as well?
Yes, I did 15 years of religious studies.
Yeah.
And even now, I wouldn't call myself a Christian. I would call myself a follower of Christ.
Yes.
Because I believe that Christ came to this world for everybody, not just for Christians.
Yeah.
You know, I think Christ came here to tell everybody that we're all God's children, brothers and sisters, and that we should love each other.
Yes.
His followers, his early followers, decided to create Christianity and tell everybody that you have to be a Christian to be saved,
Yeah.
But that's not what Jesus told his followers to do. Jesus told his followers to go and spread the good news that everybody is a child of God,
Right. Yeah.
So I think we need to get back to that message.
Indeed.
To remind everybody that we are all God's children, whether you're Christian, Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist, Rastaman,
Yes.
whatever you are a child
Yeah.
of God. You don't have to join a group to be a child of God. You was born as a child of God.
That's
You
right.
was created as a child of God. And God doesn't look at what religion you have. He looks at how you live.
Indeed. Quite agree. 100%. PATO
Yeah.
Banton. Yeah. And also, you receive a BBC Achievement Award as well for
Yes,
the
I
work in the
did.
community, because I think 2 of your sons got shot in Birmingham, the drive-by
Yes.
shooting. Yeah,
Yes.
can you tell us a little bit more about this as well, PATO Banton?
Yeah, it was during the same time I was on a world tour with Peter Gabriel
Yeah,
and a lot of artists from Africa, and I was just nominated for my Grammy.
yeah,
And a few days later, I got a phone call while I was in Australia.
yeah.
That 2 of my sons were shot in a drive-by shooting. They were only 10 and 11 at the time.
Wow.
And some guy was trying to kill another guy in his car. And my sons saw the guy sneaking up behind the car. So they ran and told the driver, "There's a gun." And when the driver jumped out the way, the shotgun went off and it hit my 2 boys on the other side of the car. But they survived, thank God. But after that, I told my manager and my band, I said to them, what's the use of me traveling the world, doing all these good things in Singapore, Malaysia, Canary Islands, South Africa, Australia. I'm going to all these poor communities in all of these countries and doing music workshops. But I don't have enough time to do anything in my own community.
Yeah.
So I told my band and my manager, guys, I'm taking a break from the music, So I took a 6-year break from my career.
Yeah.
And I set up a school in my city, a music school. And then I became the head of a college, a head of music department at a college.
And that's in Birmingham.
In Birmingham.
Yes.
And then I became assistant director of creative studies at South Birmingham College.
Wow.
And then I started writing curriculum for children with learning difficulties.
Wow, amazing. Very intelligent.
And I left school without any grades. I left school at the age of 15, so I never ever did a school exam.
Wow.
And most of my life, from the age of 6 to 15, I hardly ever went to school. I used to just go and walk on the streets. I hardly ever went to school. So, my education was really just touring as a musician and reading books. I educated myself.
That's amazing.
So, after I did all of these things in Birmingham, the police department asked me if I would help them, with the gang members and all the killings and the shootings. So there was 3 main gangs in my city, and I started, me and a couple other guys who I know very well, some of them were ex-gang members. We started visiting the gangs and giving them, opportunities to come into the college where I was working so that they could get an education.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them who was driving without a license, I told them they could get a license if they came to the college and did their theory with me, that the government would give them a driving license.
Yeah.
If they passed their theory and their practical test, just come to the college and do your theory test. But once they came to the college, not only did they get their theory test, but they also had a chance to come into the recording studio and sing or rap or learn how to DJ or learn how to produce. So they loved it. There's so much talent out there. And then slowly but surely, I put together an album called Stop the Guns.
Mm-hmm.
And I got 5 different gangs to come in the studio together at the same time and record music and do videos together.
Wow. At the same time?
at the same time. And then next thing you know, people are not killing anyone anymore because they're friends.
But did you think that was a risk at the time, bringing all these gangs together in one studio?
Yeah, it was a big risk. It was a big risk, and it was a risk to my life.
Yes.
Working with the police, and working with other gangs. And there was a couple times where I could have been shot, but I'm not afraid of death. And for me, this was more important because when my sons got shot, they could have died.
Yes.
And I was thinking about what should I do? When I was flying back home, I didn't know what the situation with my sons was. I didn't know if they was going to die. I didn't know if they was going to live. And I was thinking to myself, what should I do? Because I want to go and find this guy who shot my kids,
Yeah.
And when I found the guy before the police found the guy.
Yes.
And when I found him, I realized that this guy was the son of one of my friends.
Oh, my goodness.
And I said to myself, what do I do? Do I hurt him for what he did? Or do I try and change the situation in my city? And I said, and I prayed to God about it. And God said to me, you cannot do eye for an eye. You have to be a solution, not a part of the problem.
Yeah.
And so I decided that I wanted to set up a school for kids on the streets. And then eventually I, did many, many, many things across the city. Even the city council employed me as their Northwest administrator to go and work with the 16 different community centers across the city.
Yeah.
So I was doing all of these different projects I'm telling you about. I was doing all of them at the same time.
Yeah.
And it changed my life. It made me realize what the problems were and that these people needed love.
Yeah.
A lot of the kids joined gangs because things was not right at home. So they
It's
went
true.
to the gangs to get love.
Yes, yes.
So, yeah, it was dangerous. But,
But tell me,
one day I got to...
Tell me, approaching this guy that shot your sons, what was going through your mind? I mean, you're going to look for this guy.
I want to just grab him in his neck and squeeze his neck.
Yeah.
I just want to squeeze his neck as hard as I can.
Yeah. But what did he say to you when you approached him?
He didn't say anything. He just put his head down. He just put his head down with shame and walked away.
You're a good man.
And another time, my daughter was arguing with this guy who was in a gang. And the guy told my daughter, I'm coming to your house to kill your family. And something told me to go outside and look. So I went round my back garden and I saw a black guy in a hoodie with a mask on, with a gun pointed at my front door. And I looked at him and I said, yo, blood, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? And my son came behind me with a knife. And I said, no. I said to the guy, take off your mask. And he had the gun in his hand,
Yeah.
And he took off his mask. And my son said, oh my God, I know him. My son said, Dad, you know his parents. And when my son told me who this guy's parents were, I said, yo, blood, you come here to shoot me and my family. He said, I'm sorry, man. I was angry. I said, you need to go home, man. You need to go home.
Did you take the gun from him? PATO
No.
Banton?
No. No.
So were you living in fear all this time?
No. Like I said, I'm not afraid of death. I've been in so many situations that I should be dead right now. So many dangerous situations where I should be dead. And I just go in there with no fear.
Wow.
And I've never had a
I'm
stitch.
lost for words.
No one has ever cut my skin. I've never had a stitch in my life,
Wow.
you know.
I'm lost for words, Pato Banton. Yeah, honestly, I'm lost for words, man. I don't know what to say. You know,
Hmm. I had
you're
a
a
guy
great man.
I had a guy break a bottle once, and he was about to push the bottle into my face. And when the glass came right by my eye, the edge of the bottle come right by my eye, I just stood there and I just looked at him right into his eyes, and he just stopped. And I said, "You really gonna cut me in my face?" And he just put down the bottle.
Man, you're an amazing man.
That was the scariest thing that ever happened to me. But even when that was happening, I saw it happening. You know, about three people have broken bottles to push in my face. And every time I just looked at them. Not one time did I even lift up my hand to protect myself. And thank God I've never been cut in my face.
Wow. Sometimes when you think back about these years, do you break down? Do you cry sometimes, Pato Banton?
No, I don't cry, you know. What makes me cry is when I'm happy.
Right.
Sometimes I'm just so happy, or sometimes my heart is so filled with love
Yes.
that tears just come out my eyes.
Hmm.
But as far as regretting the past or the life I've lived or how I was treated as a child, those things don't make me sad. They don't make me cry. You know, I just look at them as lessons that I've learned as a child, and that's make me more considerate of other children and people who suffer, you know?
Wow. Yeah. Um. Question, Pato Banton. Because of what you've been through the years, your early
Hmm.
childhood and stuff. I mean, getting all these gangs off the streets, and have you written a book about all this?
Well, I just finished my autobiography.
Okay.
Two of my fans in America, um, they drove about 8 hours to my house, and they said they wanted to talk to me. So I told them, come. So they came to my house and they sat down and said, you know, they've been fans for 25 years and they want to write a book about my life.
Wow. I would myself.
And yeah, and so their book is called My Name is Pato Banton,
Yeah.
and their book is focused mostly on my music journey, but it does talk about certain things in my life, you know. But it's mostly about my musical career.
Yeah.
And it's a very good book. It's a very, very
So
good
is the
book.
book out now,
They've
Pato
asked,
Banton?
no, no, they're ready to release it. They're just finding the right publisher right now. And they've just asked me to do the audio version as well. So I'm gonna, you know, record it all onto audio. But it's ready. It's ready. It's just for them to say, all right, we're gonna release it.
Yes. Are you going to keep us informed when this book is being released on RFI Radio?
Yes, I would definitely, yes, for sure.
Man, you're an amazing individual. I don't know what to. I said to you, I'm just lost for words, Pato Banton. Yes, yes. You're an angel, you know. You save so many lives on the streets.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And today is Children's Day.
Yeah.
Today I'm rounding up all the kids in my neighborhood, and I'm taking them to the park and then to the beach, and then I'm taking them all to dinner.
Wow. You're an amazing man. He's
Because
an amazing
one
individual.
one of my neighbors said that one of her children is having problems because her dad left the family and he doesn't want to talk to the family anymore. So the child is having emotional problems. So I told her to bring the child to me today, and I'm going to take the child with me and all these other children.
Yeah.
Because she wants me to talk to the child, but she doesn't want the child to feel as though she's being targeted.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I'll just call all my other kids in the neighborhood together and we'll go out and then I'll have a talk to all of them at the same time, so she doesn't feel I'm only talking to her.
Right, yeah.
That way she'll feel as though it's a group conversation.
Yes.
And then she'll get to meet some other kids at the same time and have some fun.
Yeah.
And so I'll talk to them after that. So
you're a good man.
Today's Children's Day. So that's in 20 minutes. That's what I'm doing.
Yes. I would love to meet you in person in PATO Banton one day. You're an amazing individual.
Yeah, man.
You're an amazing man. I have a lot of respect for you. A lot of respect. PATO Banton, we ran out of time. It was a pleasure and an honor to have you on RFI Radio.
Thank you. One day we'll do it again.
Don't be a stranger. Give us a call anytime.
Thank you, my brother.
I wish you good luck with the kids today. Have fun.
Thank you.
Yeah. And you take care of yourself, PATO Banton. Big respect to you, sir.
Blessings and love, DJ LT on the #1 station that rocks the nation with positive vibration.
Indeed. Thank you so much. All right?
Blessings.
All right, blessings,
Bye.
PATO Banton. Have fun. Go.
Bless.
All right.
There was good and evil. We chose good. Why raise the time of the Most High, ye sons of men? The rich man's wealth is in the city. Yeah. Destruction of the poor is his poverty. Lord, destruction of your soul is vanity. They keep fighting me, I'm not giving up. May the realms of Zion fill my spiritual cup. Wisdom overstanding must never be too much. Give I protection,